welcome to another episode of The Eternal Journey. I'm That Resolves, and this is Traditional Armoury. Yesterday we took a look at Primal Icaria, but today it's time for something I'm much more comfortable with. So looking at the deck, for support we've got the Rakano Artisan, which helps us get to 5 and 6 power hammers, which are valuable in a variety of matchups. And obviously I'm playing a single and privilege of rank because mize. Quarry is card selection, and the deck revolves around just having a good card quality in general to replace the fact that we can't typically get ahead on actual card draw, and instead tend to just try and 2-for-1 with weapons and our robust creature package. So for the removal suite, we get to play some unconditional removal in Slay and Harsh Rule, but we also get some Torches and Vanquishes which cover the mid-range matchups, other Tavrods, and also just weenie beatdown decks. And looking at the threats package, we've got Statuary Maiden, which really helps shore up our game against Dawnwalker, as well as just being a general nuisance against time decks in general. Tavrod is the go-to bad girl right now. She's got synergy with Smuggler Stash, as well as just buffing weapons like Musket or Daisho. Gotta say, just the cheap tempo play of having a 7-1 Musket is goulet. So we've got Icaria, and she's the end game. I've not seen a Scorpion Wasp since the last set, so you can usually just get in there at least once. With threats like Daisho, usually only need one hit. The power base is perhaps too slow. We've got 8 crests and a bunch of potential tap lands. But in the early game we can just slowly develop our power, and in the end we're just going to take over with some giant threats. Anyway, that's the deck. It's time for some games. Okay, it's got quite a nice curve, and we can find more power if we need it. So I'll keep this. It doesn't matter which one we play first, because we'd really like to play this on 2, but I guess I'm okay playing it on 3 as well. So I'll just fill out with more green sources, so chuck out the chaos. And the second one's not doing much, but I do like it. Our opponent's playing Praxis, which can be quite rough because they've got Dawnwalkers. Statuary Maiden's quite good against them, but I'd also like to dig for a 4th power to deploy him. So I'm not sure if I can keep that. 1 should be good. So we bottomed it. Okay, so I'm glad I bottomed that because it's just another armory deck. Just get this out there. If they attack, I'm blocking. Yep. Okay, so they're gunslingers. It's interesting. Okay, so I just want to quarry, find a cheap weapon. I'll take the Slay and discard the privilege rank. Mize. Let's play the Artisan as well. So weapon or no weapon, I'm just going to snap off the blockade just to soak up some damage. This is an interesting card, but I've not really seen any on the ladder. I think could probably get away with playing Tavrod, because then we can just follow up with these two, because I don't want to spend both my removal spells and just end up trading with just to protect. We can't really do a sniff test for any of these, because once we've used one we've already committed, and if we use the Quarry we'd have to find undepleted power to be able to do the rest of our plan. So we'll just check out Tavrod. And if they do put weapons on this, I'm just going to block with the Artisan. So they had a Vanquish, but they'd have a Vanquish whenever. So right now this is free. So we'll slay Stella, and we'll keep back with the Artisan. Navini's good. I think the video of a torch, I'm going to go for the Navini first. This could be a giant growth, in which case, well, the finest hour, in which case we probably should have gone here first, but I was thinking more of a torch, just only let me hit one out of the two. I feel like that's a card that they're more likely to have. And then, now we can get here, and it must be protect. So I just turn our Daisho on a 2-4. That's really important, especially when it kills off some key pieces like Navini and Quartermaster. So the neck up, so it's probably ornamental daggers. Do a little quarry first. Could play this first, but I don't really want to be locked into what I'm doing. So we would have got an extra power and toughness on this, but we'll just chuck the. Because next turn, if they do play something, we can play the Maiden as well, because we've got 7 power. So for now, just play the Artisan. I'll open to our deck. I've got +2/+2 now. Was chunking. This is the point where I'm happy just to get in there for another 6. Just end the game before they're able to rebuild. But I'll keep this as a surprise. Yep, and they called it a day. Okay, sounds reasonably good. We've got quite a lot of power though. If we had one more interactive spell with the Statuary Maiden, I'd definitely be keeping it, but I think despite this hand being good, I think we can just do better. Could have risked just getting really flooded with the last one. So right now, I'm going to lead with this just because I'd really like to be able to play the Quarry onto and keep the Crest. So it keeps that scout in the bank for us. Okay, so Skycrag of some variety. So good idea here. I'd like to grab a torch off this. Enough Quarry is good, but we could take the Artisan. If these are some sort of Yeti deck, I'd be able to just block with this. Okay, 3 calls, so this will be the Scream Reanimator very likely, and that's probably a very rough matchup for us. We'd like the 5th power, so I'll keep that. It's awkward because we could have dug for a torch, but they were playing the Statuary Maiden quite late. If I think correctly, it's very likely our opponent's deck is leaning on like Annihilate to deal with this. But seems as I'd rather keep this for when we can actually play it and a removal spell. I think I'll just search for a Tavrod. We've got a 7/7, just able to pressure a lot more than just making the 2/4. This is disruption, but our ways of removing units are just so expensive that I think we'll just go and get a threat. Okay, so this is looking more like a control deck with a card like that. Means that our Tavrods are going to do a little bit of damage to us, because I believe this is whenever you discard a card. Yep, so end of each turn, deal 1 damage to the cursed player for each card that player drew or discarded that turn. So Tavrod could be dealing us for 5. I mean, because we've got the Runehammer, we can sort of play around it if it gets too dangerous. So I want to attack first before we go anywhere near the scout. So take another Tavrod, I guess. And take the Runehammer. Just another way to, if this damage gets too much. because this is pretty good against relic weapons. But these goals are probably going to struggle against the Tab God anyway, so I'll just fight here. And play the powered so we can play our threats a bit easier. See what we're working with. I don't think we really need the 7th power, so just bottom that. So next time we're going to get in for 17, and then if we're able to, just try and get in there with the Auric Runehammer, but it's probably just going to be the torch. Okay, so torch to the face worries me a lot. And I'll keep him going for a bit, assuming you've not got. Okay. So they've put us to 9. Well, I think we'll still just do it. We've got. This doesn't trigger till the end of turn, luckily, and it doesn't happen when you actually do it. So missed on the first one. That's 5. Get sad. We discarded the Brother Drag. Nice. So it was a nice surprise. We've only got 1, but keep seeing it. So let's get in there with the Runehammer. If there is, well, there's nothing our opponent can do here. If there was a Caleb's choice, the invulnerable would still affect us, so we won't be taking any damage from the discards off the manacles. Okay, so not even remotely, just 1 power. Ideally, you want to be seeing 3 at a minimum with this deck. It's got a scout and a quarry, well, a second quarry now. So I think we're just going to probably deplete seat first. Just dig for another power. Sword of Icaria, we've already got one, we just want the power. Starsteel deck, quite happy whatever variety this could be. Don't really want to play the mirror, but happy to play just against the Stone Sky beatdown deck. And that's what we're against. So we're quite behind because of our power base. But if we tap out and we draw an undepleted, we're able to get in there for... Oh, these are dedicated gunslingers, okay. Well, let's try and quarry into a torch. Didn't get there. I mean, could have scouted first. We don't want this. Hand's busy enough as it is. We need to get towards like a hash wheel or something. We're going to be under a lot of pressure soon. Next time we get to vanquish this. I feel that's a lot safer than just going for the sword on here, because then we'll just get really blown up by a torch. These instigators provide a lot of pressure. Harsh roll? It's a slight, but ideally we just want a harsh roll here. When we get to do it instantly anyway. Well, if we draw a torch, then next turn would be Maiden plus torch, because the Maiden would let us play the Stone Sky banner for free. This is undepleted whenever you have a unit. So you actually get into some interesting time as we're playing this. Sometimes you just want to play pre-combat if you could end up trading off all your creatures, or if they could just be, you've only got 1 creature and they could just remove it and mess with your plans. So you give away more information, but you just get to play for dual land. They've got a pretty quick clock with these instigators, and if our Tavrod gets dealt with, if that's what we decide to play, or if that's what we're able to play, then we're going to be in trouble. Okay, so we're taking 7 here with the Nightfall. Okay, maybe not, taking 12. And that'll do it. Yeah, that's enough for me. Let's go out in style. Okay, free power, but no justice, so redraw. Same issue, but at least we get to Quarry for one. The Miser Smuggler stash probably not going to pull its weight here for quite some time. Let's try and find another Quarry. No, I don't think we're going to need it. One's enough. I'll keep us busy. I'll just snap it off. I'd probably prefer the Crest just because it's slightly better than the banner. I'm not sure how we deal with temporal control, if that's what this is. So I suppose we just get in there and start racing. Start stacking up the war cries. If we do get something that's huge and they're able to deal with, we can just stash it back. So right now, stab us off. If there wasn't a strike, but it's not a problem. So we'll just chuck out the privilege rank, and then if they've got a desert marshal, that could be problems. I think right now we've got nothing to do in 4, so just chuck out an undepleted. So if there was a desert marshal, we could have torched it. Just keep our sword around for a bit longer, get some more damage. That's done. I'm just going to keep getting in there. We've got 3 war cries now, so hopefully we'll find something nice on top. Where's the challenge? Well, at least it finds us what was war cried. Although it could be played just to get the one below it, because then we've got 2 good threats coming. Oh, Moondial. Well, let's keep chunking away. Opponent's not on an irrelevant clock here. I would prefer just the haste unit. Obviously, we could get in there with the 6/4 Daisho, which is in for 12 damage, and our opponent will be at 12. But I'm a little bit concerned that might not work out for me. We wouldn't typically give them something to have as a good removal target, but I think it is the Daisho. So opponent goes 12 and we're able to do 12 and hopefully deal with whatever they put in the way. So Visage, okay. So if they've got a lightning storm, we're in trouble. So I think we're just going to snap this off just to, well, we won't be able to sniff it off until we do an attack. That's trouble. So I think right now just slam the Daisho. The game's not over if this doesn't work, and they've got it. Next time we get to get it back, and that's not terrible. I've got the 6/5 Artisan. I'll just play it, because we get to Artisan and we'll get to stash. So the game's going to slowly come out of our reach with this, but our opponent's going to have a difficult time just dealing with our weapons. So that's fine. Let's grab these back. You don't need to make this like a infinite value engine, just getting the 2 weapons back is fine. That's fine. So we'd have actually been in better shape if we've got the Icaria. But right now, I'm just going to chunk in for 12. So they're in trouble, and we've got backup weapons if we need them. Sadly, the Daisho works the only gives you the double attack. Oh, this is a problem. We could really do with that Icaria now. So let's play the bigger one. I don't have high hopes. But we're getting to the point where we can actually just rise for the Icaria now. Let's chuck this out there. And slowly chip away at the sword. We've not got much time. This visage they've got is just going to get more and more out of range. So we've got basically one turn to draw a threat. And we didn't. Okay, let's take a look. We've got a high end. I generally prefer to have Daisho in my deck because we've got things like Artisan and the Miner's Musket. I think it's actually just a mulligan. Yeah. So I get to play this on free. Okay, this is easier. I'm just going to scout for now. I'll keep this additional power. Quite power heavy, but we've also got a lot to be doing. So check out the fire and the Artisan. So I want to get the Artisan going as soon as possible. And I guess this is like a Felon Reanimator deck because they've got the waste on. Dream Snatcher, okay. Could be a problem for us. So we've got double red, got double green. Let's go for the third because we can more likely to draw one. Just play the Crest this turn. Do like a 5-2 hammer. Not sure what we're against. This could actually feel like some sort of Felon mid-range beatdown deck. In which case, the more hammers the merrier. Yep, I'm taking 2. I think actually right here, let's play the sword. Let's jump in here. I'm going to jump block this turn, just because I want to try and get this sword into being a 2 for 1. Just kill 2 of the guys. Rakano's already done the job. Could be Vara's favour waiting, but I think they would have just used it on the Artisan and just not given us the opportunity to block. Okay, so Champion of Coins, big girl. Let's just torch over here and swap the hammer. Let's get this out of the way. Just want to answer all of the threats and then follow up with Tavrod. In these colours, I've got good ways of answering it because you can just like Death Strike it. I think this could be equally as good in the bin for them as it is actually in play. I think it's still worth it just to get in there, especially because this 5 power weapon's not going to do much now because they've got a 6 power champion. It's not quite active and they might want to wait. But I know that Tavrod's very unlikely to hit another hammer. We've only got one left. Yep. That's an interesting inclusion. if they're unstable farm, they would be in trouble. So just so we can attack, we have to kill the Magus. Yep, get rid of that illusory dragon. And then we're just going to Tavrod before we scout. Oops. This animation is difficult. And we actually got there. Oh well, we are going off. Yep, we'll keep enough Tavrod just because we want to be as threat dense as possible. Especially if they're playing some spicy meatballs like this. Yep, so they get to take out our hammer. Big Daisho. There's our Smuggler stash in the bin, which is unfortunate. I think right now, just get our Daisho in there. So. So here's a case where we want to play the Artisan first. So we should probably use the weapon first, just because it means we guarantee to get through for the damage. Okay, so now they get to block, and we'll just sort of bounce. So that was a definite misplay, and just came from me just not thinking about what I'm doing. But I'm just going to hit this. And chuck out of a Minotaur. That's just really greedy play because they just obviously just block. They have a Aegis. But one of those positions where it's just not going to matter. It's good to chunk it and get him for a bunch. Getting low though, 30 cards in deck. And just go for most Tavrods played in one game. Tavrod, better or worse than Fragtusk? Yeah, let's get chunky. See, Tavrod always misses. Fair and balanced. I didn't get all four out. Okay, so obviously Vanquish is sort of a brick in the early game, so that more comes into play later. But I do like this. So if we're having his beatdown deck on the plate, we're still going to be playing quite behind, but we've got a roadblock and a removal spell. And a real catch-up mechanic here, but I think still just redraw. Ideally, I just want to see a weapon. Ooh, we're in trouble now, I've got an Icaria. So I think I can afford to just play the seat up, because we're against the Scarecrow deck here. If they just play like a fully powered champion, I just want to bolt it away. Okay, being given a little bit of reprieve. And just because we've got these seek powers, I don't have to just snap them off straight away. I'm just going to go for one at a time. So we've got green. We've got one of each really. I'll start prioritising the fire here. Just because we don't have a Tavrod, but we do have an Icaria to build towards with the triple. So late Ronin, not going to fight against that yet. We'll have a scout and see if it's actually worth killing it. Got a Daisho. I would rather tutor for that, so that's going on the bottom. Get to seek power, see if we've got a Killer's Choice in there, or, well, Killer's Choice can't target that. So we've got red, we've got everything here, so just get a shadow. And I think we will torch this. So we might have Killer's Choice there. But didn't want to protect this. Killer's Choice is a real problem because it means that they get to kill our Runehammer for free. Right here, we just get to gobble up the Vadius. Vadius is a weird card. Whenever I'm playing it, it always feels so anemic, but whenever you're against it, it just feels like such a threat. We are against Skycrack, so there's only one thing to do, and that's sharpen those horns. I'm slowly coming around to the idea that maybe Tavrod is busted, and on the strength of that, we'll keep this bad hand. Whenever I play against it, I'm usually playing a deck that doesn't care and just sort of vanquishes it and carries on with life, or just enforces it and then that's it, nothing to worry about. I think, however, we're gonna start off with a red containing sea, Crest of Chaos, and we're early in the game, so I don't want Vanquish. I want an actual real removal spell, or just a weapon. That could come back to haunt us there. So green, red, so it doesn't really matter what we get. But I'm going to stay with the Justices, just if we do hit the privilege rank, I want to have targets left. So grab a fire. And we'll play the Crest of Vengeance. Hammer's probably good. Our opponent's on Xenon, so they could be the very big mid-range, in which case it's not going to do anything, but then also these Tavrods would do nothing. Tavrods doing even less when they're in the bin. So just slam this banner down. I think realistically, I want to trade this for a unit if possible. Yep, and they've got an iron, so that means they would have got to kill this for free. They've just taken 4 and then gained it back with the attack to kill it. Using Farah's favour there is quite aggressive, because I am, judging from seeing Tavrod, a deck that has Runehammers in it. So, happy to play this, can get banished, can get Death Strike. Death Strike's quite an aggressive inclusion in a lot of decks, so I don't expect it. The could Farah's favour me, but let's play again. 5/7 is still big. Okay, well, in this instance, we're just going to get in there. Hit another Tavrod. So, we're in good shape now. And we hit the privilege rank. So, I'm just going to play Tavrod. They don't have the power to be able to deal with 2 of them. So, I'm going to play something like a Steward, and we're going to have trouble killing the Steward. Yep, so we've got 1 Death Strike, we're going for the biggest one. I think we'll just get in there again. Just a cheeky mill 5. Then right, we're just going to quarry. I think as much as I like Miner's Musket, it's just going to be the sword. Just going to trade for this, get out of the way. Get to stack a Warcry on what we'll draw next. So hopefully something we can hit with Tavrod, because then it gets a little bit better. We're going to get +6/+1. Mask of Torment might not be something they're going to have time to be really utilising for the best against us. So no other cards on our side. I think maybe it's time we just start getting in there with the hammer, just to try and whittle them down. Because although this is perhaps a little bit too slow against us, we can't just give them infinite time just to start going off. So I've done me a favour. So yeah, let's just chuck this out of the way. Five sevens are still big. Okay, so we get to draw off the Mystic. We're just going to slay that and then just chunk in for some damage. So let's have a look at what we've got on top first. We don't want this. So I'm just going to slay this. Get in for 5 and then we're free to go in for level 4. So if they do play threats enough that we do need to harsh will, we have one on a 2-turn clock anyway. If they're able to just consistently nightfall, it's able to pressure weapons, but I think their life total is low enough that that's not really something they can do, unless they start to deal with the Tavrod. Even without text, this stat line is just pretty good. Doesn't attack very well into Sandstorm Titan, but most of the threats it can go over, even if it trades even with the Steward of the past. That's still fine. So the hovering on the card, do you want to play it? There we go, Moondal, get in there. Okay, so we're going to chunk in with the Tavrod. If it gets through, they're going to get torched. They sort of have to do something here because they're dead anyway. So just torch them out. So I just thought the reason they didn't concede is because they have an iron, but we just wanted to see the game conclude. Look at his hand, it's another one with 2 Tavrods, so I'm just going to keep it. We're on the draw, this hand's going to be terrible. But I'm going to play one more game after this, so we'll see how it ends up. There's a lot to be said for just having 3 scouts. Sort of handle. Okay, so just straight Rakano. Could be the mirror, just playing the Mize Rakano banner. Oh, getting there, Crest Chaos. Yeah, let's keep a sword. Don't know what we're against, but very worst, it's just a bit more interaction. I could probably pair with a torch to kill something big. Yeah, when this looks like the mirror. So all he wants power. Just keep up this torch for their Sword of Icaria. Not super impressed with the Runehammer hit. We just want to find more powers. Let's go away. We see something that I want to reduce the cost of. We don't. I would have played the Miner's Musket. I might play it anyway. So they should have a torch here. Realistically, you shouldn't be just slamming your weapons straight away in the mirror. You should sort of be using them to trade. But I just wanted the ritual effect off this. Get it out there. If they do have a torch, I want them to use it on this rather than my sword. Okay. They have a fast spell, so I'd much rather just sitting there taking 2 forever, but perhaps they're just more concerned about removing an actual threat. Just, rats, we wasted our ritual, because I don't really want that. I'd much prefer just to be able to slam this Tavrod. Let's bottom this. That was with 4 damage, that's fine. Opponent's actually, they're still trading natural spell for it. Okay, so they're playing a Throne Warden build, so that's more like what Tony Jean's on. That's the Icaria, excellent. We're in trouble here, because we're not going to be able to deal with this, so I'm just going to rise for a challenge. See if there's from a particular fan. This being 1 cost means I can just do it for it later if I need to. So, I should have actually had a plan when I did this, but this is going to be Runehammer. 4 damage isn't... It's pressure, but it's not a real problem, so... Okay, now we've got the 4-1 hammer. I really don't want to play mine. I can play mine and torch theirs. So I think I'll actually do that. The plan was just to deploy Tavrod. And that was a savage misplay because they've got 6 armor on theirs. Yep. That's what I get for not looking properly. I should know better what From Warden does. But I'm just gonna slam the broker, which would have been actually the better play. If they get a slay here, then to start punishing us, it's our own fault. So we'll seek for the fire source. I think rather than the Tavrod, I'm just going to Sword of Icaria. I'm going to Spectre Torch here. That's fine. I'm going to chuck the Artisan out. If that had got through, I'd just torch the face. Didn't, so they're going to have to spend another spell on this just to be able to keep getting through with this. Yep, so they've got another torch. Yep. So it's all just buying time right now. So we get to get the Icaria out. Okay. So I think it's definitely just a Tavrod here. I'd like to be greedy and play the Quarry. If we hit like a weapon or something, it'd be in good shape. But I'm just going to have to make them out of it. But they've got a lot of options, a lot of outs here. The one who posted telling me that perhaps they've got it. Yep, so they have the hash rule. I was even one who posted, as much as I dislike that card, it is like a 1 mana pop Aegis, so perhaps it's good. Yeah, you got him, Tiger. So there's a good chance our opponent is able to deal with this and then he'll just kill us. Could also just have another torch. Might have used 2. So at least he needs Quarry, which means that they're digging for something. Just snapped off the non-power. So I'm really hoping that the Icaria's Warcry buffs have gone on a weapon just a little bit of life gain. That wasn't the ideal draw that they wanted off the Quarry, so I'm feeling in good shape now because we now get to Quarry. It's a Vanquish, which isn't excellent, but I don't really need to. Oops, wrong ordering. I think I need to go to bed. I should have been a torch into the Vanquish, but I was not paying attention. I mean, there's the old adage, play well, get rewarded. But then there's always better to be lucky than good. Okay, so I have to focus there. Sounds actually quite good. We have to do a lot of stuff, and Statuary Maiden's good in a lot of matchups. So I'll keep this. I've actually got a Yeti Snowball, I believe it's called, in the post. So the audio is going to be improving quite a lot over the weekend. And to celebrate having a Yeti Snowball, Blue black. So to celebrate having an actual snowball, I'm going to be playing some sort of Yeti based aggro deck to see how that works out for me. So we've got 2 greens, let's get another red. We're in no particular race to get anywhere. Not a super fan of minus Musket in this. I might play it just to have it in play. Because then we'll get to Maiden into this. Rats! Punished. Yeah, that worked out quite well for us. So I think right now we'll just develop our power. Actually, because we've got 2 of these, just play the first one out. It's a very good chance that we just get madness, like devoured or whatever in the near future. But that's pretty much fine. Actually, big fan of this deck that we're playing against. Played it this weekend after I started the ETS. It's a lot of fun. This was like a questionable inclusion, but it just helps out one of the engines that you've got in your deck. Oh, nice. Okay, so we get to have it all. Like, right now we're going to get fired just because we've got less of them. So that's going to be my tour of choice. I'm just going to torch this idiot. Get that out of here. There's no get to arm ourselves. Get in there for 4. We'll just spend the rest of the game killing stuff and just make sure it doesn't go at the void. So, not in excellent shape, but we do get to Vanquish and remove this forever. I'm not going to waste removal spells on this whilst I've got the Maiden in play, because eventually our opponent's actually just going to have to block. Like right now we're getting for 6. Save this for an actual threat. Can combust. We do get a cudgel out of that, I believe. So another nice interaction is that these cudgels, we can stash them back. A scout. Realistically, I want to find any undepleted power there, just so I can end the game with the Icaria, but I'm just going to keep it on top. Slayer. I think now's the point of the game where I'm just going to Runehammer this, just so that it's not in our way. And also just makes it a lot more mana intensive for them to actually try and do any madness nonsense. So virtual 6, so we've got lethal in play. Looking like graveyard. So just the 1 weapon for the stash. Yep, so this could just well be a Devour, and we get to kill our weapon. The Haunting Scream, yep, that's fine. This is going to gain him some life. It's just a net of 4. So they're at 13 now. So now I need to make some considerations. So I'm going to scout just to give me a little bit more information, because I can just ate my opponent. Not a big fan of mine as Musket this late in the game. I also don't just want to get my Tavrod stolen. So I think for now we're just going to slam him for 8. And then hopefully our opponent just doesn't gain too much life, so that we're able to just finish it off with the Icaria. They are at 4 still, so any hit with this is lethal. And it feels like they're digging. They do get to get in for a bunch here. It's cracking for 6, so they're getting a virtual 5 here because they're going to lose 1 off this, and they're going to keep it in play because rats. We need to find the answer to this. Runehammer not doing it. Icaria not doing it. They managed to crawl back into the game for a point where I felt like we were very far ahead. No torches. Yep, my mate got it. Okay, so this is the last one, and this is a mulligan. Okay, so this could tell us a lot. This actual, play the Granite Waystone first. Well, for a start, they're low on power, or low on undepleted power, and they're more inclined to be like Grenadines, perhaps. Anyway, just gonna play the green toss, well, the Justice Source down. Vanquish is probably terrible in this matchup. Make a champion of Chaos Control, but I'm willing to take the risk. Just gonna play the 2-1 next to get a blocker down. Yep, so actual beatdown. So we're going to be using this to block over here. Basically gains us life in a couple of backdoor ways. First off, it's going to block, and second off, it's going to give our weapons an additional toughness. So if there's a torch on here to keep the Paranoid alive, or a pummel, that's fine. Got a card out of them. Realistically, I wanted a removal spell there, but I'm still happy for this. So here we go, we're going to have a 5-5 later on. So right now, take the torch, do this to search for another power. 5-2 hammer's not doing it. I'm going to run this now just because we know they've got pummel like in their deck, so we don't want to be getting fancy and doing it when they go to attack just to see if there's any better targets. We just want to get out of the way now. She's not doing anything. If there was a queen, it would be a million damage. So, running this out because I just don't believe for a second that they're going to be playing Suffocate, and if they do, it's just going to be a one-off. Okay, so we get to draw a card here. So they've got a torch. So right here, don't actually want to block. Could just be completely bluffing us. I mean, realistically, it could just be rapid shot and they just get to attack for free. Now they've played this from the top, I know that there was something. Yeah, so now we've got this, got to play Tavrod, and we're in great shape. Now I'm just going to block in such a way like this, so that rapid shot doesn't get us completely. Okay, so this way we're going to take 6, go to 7. If there's a torch, we'll use our Tavrod. Okay, so I had to do a bit of thinking there just to see what was going to be happening. And I thought my plan is just to get this Daisho down and start mowing through my opponent's units. So the Quarry's not the plan. We're going to Daisho this turn, Icaria next turn. So right now, I'm just going to get that for 1 over here. And this should keep us pretty secure. Got a pretty huge blocker. Next turn I'm just going to probably chuck this at any 1-1 that's going. Not been given the opportunity. So I'm just going to block the biggest one. So we take 2. So we're at 24, so we've got a way to go. But I think we can actually afford right now. It's going to take some work to actually get the overwhelm damage over. So I'm going to put this on here just to start clocking for a bit more. Again, hopefully the Icaria stacks just stick on a weapon. And that'll give us a good way of just gaining a little bit of life. Okay, so it's the trouble, we've got 4 damage here. So we get to block here and here, and this is free. Okay, so we've got 13, 15, 17. Okay, we've got it. I probably figured it out quicker than we did. So, wrapping up, this was a modern take on the traditional Armoury, which I do prefer playing over the Primal Icaria version. I could definitely feel the rust though, having not played this for a while, as you saw in one of the final games. I did like just having the singleton Smuggler stash and Privilege of Rank though, because I don't think we have the time to set up like we did when stash was a lot cheaper. I'm also slowly coming around to the idea that Tavrod is in fact a little bit busted, even though I've been mostly unimpressed with her in Argenport mid-range. The buffs on Daisho are just absurd, and it gives you another way outside of Icaria of just, oops, I'm lethal out of nowhere. This style of armory definitely feels a lot like a Jund deck in Magic, and if you're able to set up your weapons into just being 2-for-1s, then you're just going to demolish your opponents. You do struggle a little bit against beatdown, but that's fine, everyone's got the weaknesses. So tomorrow's video is going to be Felon Reanimator, and I'm going to see how I manage to fluff through that after crafting Snow Crush Animist and Grasp at Shadows for the first time. So, well, thanks for watching. Let me know how you build a deck. The audio quality is hopefully going to improve quite a lot over the weekend, as I've got a Yeti snowball thing coming, and to celebrate I'm going to be playing some tribal Yeti decks, see how we'll get with that. Anyway, like and subscribe. I'll see you on Reddit.